Hi friends, we're going to make this today with no design skills. We're going to use a free generator and free software. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sarah and I go quickly without any fluff, so you can go to your YouTube playback speed and slow this down by choosing anything above the word normal. Now, as a reminder, I am now an xTool demo room host. If you would like help with choosing machines, working on materials, troubleshooting, or creation in the software, you can book a session with me, and that link will be below. As I mentioned, we're going to use a free thing. Do not worry, no credits. We're going to atom.com, then to Craft Lab. Go to the generator tab, scroll down to the flower, and no, we're not making a stand-up stacked flower. We're just going to use the artwork because we can. So I'm going to hit create new, and then if you've never seen this before, you get to choose a flower and you can create a standalone cute little flower. I'm going to use their poppy. If you hover over the flower, you can see the name of the flowers and also if it's a birth flower with those months. Okay, so I've chosen my flower. I'm going to choose the leaves now and I'm going to remove the text. To do so, we go to leaf at the left and you can choose whichever leaves you want. You can also choose the size, the placement. For text, I'm just going to delete the word and it deletes the text. Once I have my leaves positioned and the sizes that I want them, I hate the stem, but it's okay, we can fix it. I'm going to do a free export. You get one of these a month for free. When you hit export, your first step is to download quickly. Okay, watch. You type it in, you save it, but you come right back here. Now you see that little countdown? From here, choose Open in xTool Studio. Now you can use that for any other project, but you can also just plop it in and start messing with stuff. So these are pretty big. I'm going to choose to engrave these so you can just see them a little better, but we'll cut them. Now I'm going to ungroup them. Now we have two separate pieces. Now from here, even though they're still massive, don't worry about that yet, okay? We're going to go to edit and we're just going to delete the bottom of the stem. Just take all those little circles and delete them. And by the way, you can do that with this one too, okay? Edit, delete, done. Now I'm going to select both and turn it 90 degrees. And now I want you to see this. These are 12.5 inches tall. Okay, we don't need that. So I'm going to change it to 5. Now the problem is all of those outline lines get ridiculously thin. So what are you to do? Well, you have 100,000 ways to do this. I'm going to show you one. The first thing you would do is you come into applications and go to measurement. When you hit click to measure, anywhere you hover is going to make a little purple line. Click that once, go across and click the other side. You'll see that's 0.089 of an inch. That's a thicker line compared to the thin ones, so we know that probably we should make some edits. Don't worry, we're going to delete this entirely, but we're going to get it back easily. We're going to use just their outline. I'm going to make a copy for those people who want to make sure that if you mess something up, you have it right here. We're going to go to outline. You're going to choose external and not only outer, you're going to leave the inner on as well. So now when you hit confirm, go to your layers panel and you'll see that's a whole new vector. So now there's 3 things on your canvas. We don't need a duplicate of our original, but you can see if you measure this, it's quite a bit thicker. So I'm going to delete that one and work only on this one. Okay, and again, you can come in here to the edit and we can take out all this garbage in the middle that won't cut anyway. It's not going to show. So hit done, lock that in. We can edit this any way we want, okay? But I'm going to show you a couple of things you want to know how to do. The first is we're going, you see all these like little holes down here? There's nothing for our outline to show through a backer piece where we're going to paint it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take away the stem because I don't like it. Then we're going to change all of this stuff in here. Don't freak out, but when you hit release compound path, it's going to look awful. But remember, you have a layers panel. It's not gone. It's just hidden because it's all in one color. So what I want to show you is if I hover over this, you can see the little pieces of the leaves are actually still there. So I can just drag the big piece to the bottom and subtract all of them. And look, it looks the same, except for the ones I forgot to highlight. The same thing is up here. So if you click on this big background piece, see that? I'm going to change the color to a different color. And then you'll see when we drop that down, everything is still there. But you can just click off. Look, it's all there. So how do we get it back? It's okay. You do the same exact thing. You take that piece, the big like backer piece, drop it all the way to the bottom. Highlight everything and cut it out. Now, why am I showing you this right now? It's because later this is going to save you so much time, okay? So I'm just going to do the same exact thing we did to the leaf, and look, it's all back to normal. And we can edit it. Again, I really have to edit the leaf down here. So you can see when I come in here to the leaf to remove this entirely, look, I forgot 2 little pieces. You can also see them right over here in the vector list on our objects. But what we can do is highlight, subtract, and there they are. Now I am going to remove that tiny piece, but I'm going to edit the rest of this. How do I edit? I go into the vector edit menu up here, the little spaceship, and then I can change, delete, alter the size, whatever I want to do. I can do this anytime, multiple times. If you mess up like this, like what is that, Sarah? You can go back in. If you want to add pieces, guess what? Go to the left-hand side, the basic shapes menu. The next one there. There you go, Sarah. Go to the vector or hit P on your keyboard. Draw a diamond. And you can mirror what is on the left, on the right, so that we can paint the backing and those colors come through. I know it's hard to see. Hang on, let me change the color and we'll change it to engrave. And guess what? You just made that. And guess what? You can subtract it. And guess what? You can still edit it. So if I want this to be flipped over on that leaf, I need to make a flat bit at the top, right? Easy. I can do that in this edit menu. I can change it. That's the beauty of understanding what this software can do. You don't have to have all those really expensive tools. And now, anyway, I'm just going to subtract it out because bam. Now you can do that 152 times. You can also come into the rows and take away these little tiny pieces that aren't going to matter at all. But now those 2 pieces are disconnected. And while it's a good thing and a good size, we can lock them in place. We need to join them, right? So let's hit R on our keyboard to make the stem. And then make sure you unlock it so that you can freeform it. And then make sure you can go into the edit menu to not block any of those beautiful holes we just created. Now, if I drop that down below the rows, I also want to zoom in and check that that stem is not over one of those holes, right? Because I like those holes. My red paint's going to show through that. We want to keep that. Okay, so now we have all these 3 pieces, right? We have our outline over here. We have our original outline, which we don't need. But we have this piece right here. I'm going to duplicate all 3 of these pieces, come up here and go to unite, right? We want 1 piece for our outline. Now we need our backing piece, right? The part we're going to paint in color underneath. I'm just going to turn this one off and call it OG or something. We don't need that one anymore, and I don't want to confuse you. You can absolutely delete it if you want. I'm just going to hide it. Okay, so now we have our outline. That is ready. But now we have to create our backer piece, which has no holes. What's the easiest way to do that? You learned it earlier. We're going to highlight this one, release the compound path, grab everything, and just unite it. And now you have one big blob. If you like to do things the hard way, you can also do things the hard way by going into the leaf down here and going to the edit menu, right? Well, we can combine those first, then go to the edit menu and then take away all these little pieces right in here. You can do that too. I just was way too lazy to do that with the rows. So that release the compound feature that usually freaks people out is a really good tool to understand how it works. Isn't that neat? All right, so now that your flower is done, you should save it, but I totally forgot to. I'm the girl who preaches to save things all the time. So I'm just going to highlight these 2 and align them and look perfect, perfect. You made that. You did that without a single drawing skill. I'm going to create a square by holding Shift down after hitting R. That's 6.5 inches big. I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to change that copy to 6, and that will give me a nice 1/4-inch frame all the way around it. I'm going to highlight both and just center align them. Boop. Now, if you're new, that's not ready, just FYI. We're going to use this for something else. We're going to take just the backer piece and copy it, because that is what we're going to paint blue or make sky out of, or leave wood, whatever makes your heart happy. Just move it off to the side. Now, these two, if you change one of those colors and highlight both and turn them into engrave, you have 2 squares stacked on top of each other. To get a frame, you can just highlight both of them. Go up to your Boolean commands in your combine menu and hit subtract, and now you have a frame. Now you can hit copy right now and paste, or have to do it again like I did because I forgot. But what I'm going to do is center align this row, or what is it, poppy, and I'm going to just bring it up where it touches the green. We're going to leave it there. Then we're going to hit T on our keyboard and type whatever you want to type in a nice thick display font. I'm using Freeman. I'm going to type the word, change it to engrave, and then I'm going to size it so it fits just inside here. Here you go. I'm going to center that. And now, I'm going to make sure that that text is just touching or right over that frame. Now this flower is too small because I also want it to touch, so I only have to cut out one piece and it's solid. So I'm just going to group these, call it flower, and then I'm going to size that together. This is a good habit to get into if you're new, because then everything moves together. Now you see I'm going to highlight everything and do a horizontal center to make sure I move stuff. I can actually get it back to where it needs to be. I see that it's overlapping. Again, I'm not overlapping this outline, right? We're going to turn off that outline, ungroup this, because that outline is going to be cut by itself. So I'm just going to turn it off real quick, highlight all of what else is on the screen right over here, and hit combine, unite. Now we have one piece. So we have our backer piece, our remember piece, and our outline piece, right? Isn't that cool? You can cut that, by the way. That'll be 3 cuts. Okay, 1 for the outline, 1 for the remember, and 1 for the backer. I'm, however, going to create what's called a spacer. And to do that, yeah, you could have just copied the frame before we did all that, but 6.5, 6, subtract. Now you have all these pieces. 1 is the outline, 1 is the remember, 1 is the frame, spacer, and 1 is the backer. And now I need to save it because I forgot. And now I'm going to connect the M1 Ultra, which I'm using a 10-watt diode laser for this. This will cut on every laser. All right, now I'm going to set everything to the actual cut and choose my material. If you know your settings like I do, pop them in. If not, run a quick test. My settings are going to be 93, 5, and 1 for this. I'm going to put my auto measure into place. So I hit this little button after I put the crosshair right over my material. The laser head will descend and measure it for me. Love that for me. Then I'm going to come back into the system and do the next step, which is mark. Now when I hit mark, I'm going to choose polygon because I have a scrap piece of wood in here. When I do that, I'm going to open the lid and position the crosshair in the upper leftmost portion. Hit the white button to lock in that vector. Then I'm going to move it, push the white button, move it, push the white button, making sure all of my clips or pins or magnets are out of the way. There we go. And then I'm going to do my last 2 points, and I don't have to bring it back to the start because the system will close that path for me. So once I've done this, you'll see in the system 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And then I hit end marking and it'll close the path, and then I hit done and it locks it in. That is how we just told the laser where to process. I'm going to put one of these on at a time so you can see the process. If you're new, hit preview. It will allow you to see if your settings are, smartish. There could be hang-ups, there could be snags, but this will always let you know if your settings are good enough. Now you can frame it. I'm just going to process it. I'm using the 10-watt diode laser. It's going to take 5.5 minutes for just this rose or poppy cutout. I hit start in the software, start on the machine, and then the machine does its thing. I am using a smart air assist, and I am using the air purifier, which is hooked into the back. So now you can see I'm just going to cut that. When that is done, I'm going to go finished in the system. So I push this finished button, turn that off for the output, turn on the remember outline, and just follow the same steps. I already have my settings in here for all of it. So once that has finished processing, I'm going to remove this board because I can't fit anything else on it and pop in another one while I clean and paint all the other pieces. Once I've done that, I'm just going to glue and clamp them together, and then you're done. I forgot to seal mine, but you just used a free tool and a free piece of software to create a brand new piece of art that you can sell. If you want one-on-one tutorials like this, be sure to book me in the demo room. We'll have one-on-one training. So here's how my piece came out unsealed. And if you appreciated this tutorial or learned something new, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.